For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or cheap games on any platform, use the referral link in the description. It'll take you to g2a.com. Use the promo code CHES over there and you'll get yourself 3% cash back. Also, I've got a new merchandise store, hats, hoodies and new tee designs, all available right now on the link in the description. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 14 of the Career Mode Road to Glory here on FIFA 17. It's the January transfer window. We are on the 1st of January 2017, so we've just caught up with real life and just gotten ahead of real life now in this series. We, at present, have an indifferent amount of money available to us. Not much. Our transfer budget currently stands at just £200,000 with a wage budget of $10,200. And I'm probably going to be leaning towards getting some players in on free contract or pre-contracts for free in this transfer window. I've sent my scouts out to have a look, and I can transfer the majority of the transfer budget over to the wage. So we have about 17,000 at present. I've sent my scouts out to look for players that are running out of contract, and they've come back with, as we saw in the last episode, well over 100. So I'm going to have to sift through those now and decide which ones I think are worthwhile, which ones I think aren't. I'll also have another look through the free agents tab, just in case a couple of youngsters have popped up that we might want to have a look at. A handful of my own players that are currently at the club want to move on. James Dunn, Joe Pigott, George Maris, Josh Coulson and Barry Corr all want to leave, either on a loan, or permanently. Barry Corr wants to leave permanently. Similarly with Josh. George Maris would like some loan games, as was the case with Joe Pigott as well. James Dunn, however, would like to be sold. So Dunn, Coulson and Barry Corr want to be sold. I would be willing to let Barry Corr go. Josh Coulson and James Dunn I'd like to keep for now. And George Maris I don't mind sending out on loan, and Josh I'd like to keep at the club as well for the time being, especially as we get further through a number of cup competitions as well. We're going to need the depth in the squads, so I'll go and add a couple of players to the transfer list that I'd like to get rid of, and then we will address what we're going to do moving forward. I do still have a number of youngsters available to me that we could have a look through. Actually, interestingly, I did actually call up one of the youngsters that was already in our youth squad, the one guy that we had brought up. I've brought him up to the first team squad. I got an email saying that he wanted to leave or be called up because he had just been sat in the youth squad. And I called him up, and it's this guy, Hamilton. He's only 17 years of age now, 6'4", is a goalkeeper. And I was contemplating bringing up a goalkeeper or looking to sign another youngster because the youngster we currently have isn't that good. And his stats already pretty decent. 67 diving and handling, 72 kicking, which isn't overly important for the style of play that I play. Only 50 positioning, but 62 reflexes. Now, Will Norris, we've trained up to 70 rated now. So I don't know what to do. Will probably keep Gregory and send Hamilton out on loan in this transfer window. I think that's going to be the main plan of action, but Hamilton looks like he's going to be a great backup keeper to Norris. So providing we can keep training Norris and keep him at the club, keep him happy, and ensure that bids don't, or we're in a position to be able to reject bids that come in for him, we could use Hamilton as a half-decent backup goalkeeper, and hopefully he'll start to grow on the back of his own training as well. So to go hand in hand with that young goalkeeper, we could start looking at calling up a couple of others from the youth scout into the first team. But this guy, 18 years of age and value or overall of 45 to 49, I'm definitely turning him down. Again, this guy only potential to get to 82. This is what I'm looking for. People with the potential to get to the very late 70s, early 80s to mid 80s. This guy looks like he could be pretty decent. We've been scouting him for 5 months. He's 18 years of age though, which is a slight concern. Feeling that he could perhaps get a little bit higher rated sooner rather than later, and then that would kind of ease my concerns a little bit, because being only in the late 40s, early 50s, mid 50s at the age of 18 means he's probably going to go only as far as 79. But 79 is still going to be good enough for a rotation player or even a first team player at championship level. So we'll have to wait and see. 71 to 91, we'll let him continue to be scouted. 68 to 94, that's more like it. We'll have to wait. Well, providing it's towards the 94 and not the 68. We'll let him continue to be scouted. 56 to 78, going to reject that. 55 to 75, going to reject that. 76 to 94. Looks like we might be on to a half-decent defender here in Joel Mason. So we'll let those three continue to be scouted. And we'll have a look at the other one. 80 to 86. That's what we like to see as well. 6 months being scouted. I think it's about time we called you up, isn't it? 67 to 83. I'm going to say no to Riley Johnston. Sorry, my man. John McKinley, we're going to say no to him as well. Lewis Murray, 37 to 47. I'm going to say no to him. 78 to 94. Want to scout him for an extra month just to make sure that the 94 doesn't drop down to the mid-80s. But looks like Kirk Wilson could be a good signing. Ben McLean, we're going to say no to you. And to Alistair Walker and to Kirk McDonald. So just the one guy we're looking at with Oliver Clausen's scouts. Right, let's push forward then. We've only got 1 day until the game against Cheltenham. And then actually, the second game of the episode is a rather big one against Newcastle United in the FA Cup. Do feel free to continue to leave me suggestions in the comment section of people you think I should look to buy if we have the money available to us. But I'm just going to delete all these emails now and go and sort my transfer list out and then head into that game against Cheltenham after having a look through the 150-odd players that I could potentially sign on a pre-contract. If I find people I'm interested in, I'll add them to the shortlist so I can show you them all in one big go. I've added Pigott, McGurk, Core, Dunn, Roberts and Gregory all to the transfer list. So we could raise a decent amount of money if all of those, or even just half of those guys, leave us in this transfer window. I've also added a number of people to the shortlist as well with regards. These almost, I think actually every single one of these guys would be on a pre-contract for next season to bring them in on a free. A number of them I still need scout reports back on, but you can get a rough idea from what you can see on screen. So do let me know in the comment section if any of these names stand out to you. Let me know in the comment section which ones do. I've still got my scouts out looking for more, but these are the ones that I've selected from my 4 scouts to this point. We have a right back here who looks decent physically, although not that strong, but could, obviously at the age of 25, still plenty of potential to growth. A number of these players, I don't think I selected anyone that's older than 27, and you have to be 23 at least to be able to be signed on a pre-contract. So there are a number of other players that were under 23 that look decent that I couldn't approach on a free contract. With regards to centre-back, as a Mark Roberts replacement, and then subsequently probably a Leon Legg replacement as well, as he's getting on a little bit now in age. We have Breitkreutz from the Bundesliga. Actually, it's probably Bundesliga 2, actually, isn't it? To be completely honest. FC Erzgebirge? Don't know. Not sure about him, but I wanted to get a scout report on him. Karol Metz actually is a player that we looked at, but was too expensive. But is available on a free contract, and he's only on £2,500 a week. And at 68 rated, I'm not even going to wait for feedback on that one. I'm going to try and sign this guy on a free contract for next season. I'll give him exactly what he wants, and I'll say important first team player, but he would be a starter alongside Jake Clark-Salter. That would be our 2 starting centre-backs for season number 2. Should we be able to bring in Karol Metz there? Looking at a couple of left-backs as well. Nico Grieselman from Greuther Fürth. Is that Greuther Fürth? I think it's Greuther Fürth. Again, not sure. Yes, Greuther Fürth. Again, it was his physicals that stood out to me. Technicals can be changed or trained, but his technicals look like they could be pretty decent anyway. So expecting him to be late 60s in rating. Bruno Calacho is another young Brazilian I was looking at. Well, I say young, 26. So again, would want more scout report back on him, but I think I'm leaning towards Grieselman if I'm going to choose one of the 2 of them. With regards potential James Dunn replacements, because Dunn wants to leave, and I've not really gotten on with a couple of the loanees we've brought in. Also, Max Clark, his loan has run out. He's now left us. His loan ran out at the beginning of January. So we're looking for another central midfielder. We've got Pelayo, who looks like a really good all-rounder, depending again on what his individual stats look like once we get the full scout report back. Philip Reiser, also from the same side as one of the earlier people we looked at. Not the best physically or technically, but might be a half-decent all-rounder, although he's 27. He's kind of like a backup option, I guess. Andre Petrak is a player that could be pretty decent. 24 years of age, central midfielder, plays for... It's Nuremberg, isn't it? Pretty sure it's Nuremberg. I'm not sure. That won't actually tell me anyway, will it? Can play at centre-back as well, which could come in handy. But looks decent in the tackle. Stand tackle of 70 to 80. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. There are, just keeping on the centre mid theme for now, Anthony Wordsworth from Southend is someone I'm looking into. His physicals aren't that impressive at all, but his technicals could be pretty good. Again, as a James Dunn replacement, would definitely be an upgrade on him. Ruben Alcaraz out at Girona. Looks like he could be okay. Shot power looks pretty good, but again, I'm not sure about his physicals. We'll have to wait and see. And Javier Chavaleran, maybe, not sure how to pronounce that, but again, physicals indifferent, but short passes of 74 to 84 was what piqued my interest here, and ball control and dribbling look pretty good. Crossing's okay as well. Long passing looks like it could be half decent, providing they're towards the upper ends of those parameters. So a few options with regards to centre mid. Out wide on the right, we have Zlatko Trippic, who is currently at Greuther Fürth as well. A number of German players in here, or German-based players. Pacey-ish, depending on what his stats come back at. Technically, though, looks pretty decent. We'll have to wait and see. Marvin Diop from Ajaccio in France. Again, pacey-ish. Technicals look decent. On the left-hand side, Carl Bennett is a player we've played against this year for Portsmouth. Rapid, not the strongest physically, but technically in the right places is okay. Good ball control, good dribbling, half-decent passing. Crossing could be a little bit better. He's 67 rated, so he's higher than what we've currently got. But would he be that much of an improvement on what we've currently got? I'm not sure. You guys will have to let me know. Martin Alanis is currently playing at Real Oviedo. Don't know too much about... Well, I don't know anything about him, to be completely honest, but we'll have to wait and see what the scout report says. Maximilian Thiel, not the fastest. Sprint speed of 77 to 87, but slower acceleration. But technically looks okay. Again, as with all of these players, going to have to wait for the scout report. Hugo Wiedemont looks rapid. Well, he's going to be rapid regardless of what those scout reports come back at. He's probably one that I'm leaning towards, actually, to be completely honest. With regards centre attacking mid, someone that could be more of an influential player to come off the bench. Hopefully he can play on the left as well and has 4-star skills. He's clearly quite fast. His physicals look great, actually. And technically, okay. Corbinian Volman, currently playing at Sandhausen. You guys left and let me know what you think about him. And with regards to striker, so far only one has popped up, and that's Lyle Taylor from Wimbledon. We played them recently in the Cup, of course. He's pretty quick. He's a good goal scorer in real life. Whether he'd be able to do the same for us in FIFA, not too sure. But he's the only striker on the list at present. So that's the situation with everybody there. I am yet to look at the free agents, but I want to play a game first before I do that. So let's go and play Cheltenham, and then I'll have a look at the free agents in between Cheltenham and Newcastle, and then we'll play the game in the FA Cup. Got a couple of emails here quickly, though. Josh Coulson's future, he's unsettled. Looks clear you're not going to be using a player, therefore we should get him off the books. Well, I am going to use him a little bit more in this second half of the season. And Carol Metz wants a larger role in the squad, which is fine. I'm quite happy to give him crucial first team player, give him a clean sheet bonus as well, because why not? And if he signs that contract, that would be an extremely good signing for us. So I'm keen about that. But let's jump now into the first game of the episode, away from home against Cheltenham. Let's ball into Holman. Oh, strike from distance over the top of the bar, and quite comfortably so, I think, in the end. Long way over the top from Morgan Smith. First chance of the game, though, goes Cheltenham's way after just 5 minutes. Free kick for Cheltenham in the 12th minute. Not sure what they're going to do. Something from the training ground, perhaps. Pell's going to pelt it, and he's pelted it wide. Newton to Dunn. There's so much space out wide here for Mediolito that we have to surely create something here, and he's driven into the box, and... that's an awful shot. A really bad shot, Medi. You should be doing a lot better than that. Maybe I should have just laid it off to Jonathan Lecco, who was just stood there. The momentum of his forward run just took him through the ball, and he couldn't quite get the technique right. Never mind, our first chance comes just before the half hour, but no goals. To Ben Williamson, to Blair Adams, down the line to Mediolito. We'll go inside there to James Dunn, quickly around the corner to Lecco. And just poke that, looking for Williamson, but he can't get there. That's not the best of clearances. Dunn knocks it down to Lecco, who's past the man. Jonathan Lecco. Oh, see, that's the sort of finish that we know he can put in. He's so hit and miss, Jonathan Lecco. I could have that exact shot 10 times, 5 times it would fly tops like it has done just there, and 5 times it would fly into the stand at the back row. This time around, it's the top corner. Cambridge 1, Cheltenham 0. Corner to come in from this near side for Cheltenham, just a few moments into the second half. That should be keepers though. He came for it. No, get rid of it. Oh, Blair Adams off the line. He should have come to claim that, the keeper, and didn't. And it very nearly cost us a goal. He started to come, so I didn't try and clear it, and then he stopped, and I had to panic with the defender, try and head it away. In the end, they got the shot off, and it was the man on the line that stopped them from scoring. And then a good save, secondarily, from the keeper again. Oh, God, I'm struggling to get these corners away. They're so dangerous from set pieces, Cheltenham, apparently. Damkowski could get this back in. Dean Whitehead with the turn. Don't want to let him get into a crossing position, and Josh Coulson's done very well to force him out wide again. I've got the strength, though, apparently. Cross comes in this time. The keeper comes for it and claims it well. If we'd have done that first time around, we could have avoided the heart attack there, but never mind. We've still got our 1-0 lead, so I guess I can be happy enough for now. Final whistle goes, we get the 1-0 victory. It wasn't the easiest of games, and Cheltenham definitely had more chances, but 3 points go our way. More possession. They had so many more chances, but one of our 2 shots on target was enough to give us all 3 points. I'll take that. Luton 1, Portsmouth 1, and Notts County lost to Mansfield. What does that do to the top of the table? I'm not sure. We've got Newcastle next in the FA Cup, but what's going to happen in the transfer window between now and then? We've had a transfer offer for Will Norris from Charlton for 1.3 million. Not a chance. Rejecting that. Will Norris is my highest rated player at 70 now, and also an offer for him for Deportivo Alaves as well. Offers coming in from League One and La Liga, the top flight in Spain. Interesting there. Offers coming in for Will Norris from abroad already. We'll have to keep an eye on that and see how things develop. Push forward towards this Newcastle game, though. At the opening stages of this transfer window, I'm just looking to move players on and then wait for the scout reports to come back. I'm not... Okay, don't feel the move suits you. That's code for give me more money. And to be fair, I'm quite happy to give him a substantial amount more money, because he would be hands down the best player or best centre-back we have at the club. And at only 23 years of age and still only £4,000 a week, that would still be an absolute bargain. 2 days to go until the game against Newcastle. This could be the biggest test of the season so far for us, playing against Championship opposition. We've played League One teams. I don't think we've played a Championship team yet. An offer comes in for George Maris from Bohemian for 2 years. We'll accept that. He's unhappy, wanted to leave out on loan. Now he has that loan opportunity. Peterborough are Cambridge United's biggest rival. I'm going to just reject all offers. Peterborough could offer me £10 million. I'd turn it down. For Will Norris, not a chance is he going to leave me. Will Norris wants to discuss wages. All right, that's fair enough. You're 70 rated now. I think I can stretch to offering you a new contract. I'll go and do that now. Transfer offer in for Greg Taylor. Now this is interesting because his contract actually runs out in 6 months' time, and he's refused multiple times to sign a new deal. Now, he is my starting left-back, and I wouldn't really want to lose him, but if he won't sign a new contract, and we're having money bids come in for him, then I'm surely just going to have to take a bid and take the money. We've got Blair Adams that can fill in at left-back. I've got Harrison Dunk that can play at left-back as well, if needs be. So we're all right for covering the position should he leave. And I don't want to let Greg Taylor go, but if he's still refusing to sign a new contract, so it's either let him go for money now or lose him for nothing at the end of the window, at the end of the season, sorry. So I'm just going to have to take some money for him by the looks of things, but we're going to play my strongest possible team to play against Newcastle United here, but will it be good enough? We'll have to wait and see. Manual, out to Navarrete. I'm not sure how to approach this game. Do I play it as I normally would, or am I going to have to completely change my game plan? I could shot through. Surely not. 7.5 minutes in, our right back puts us 1-0 up at St James's Park. He just wasn't going to stop. He just powered past the defender who just let him go. And he buries it. Not what I expected here at St James's Park in the opening 10 minutes, but I will very much take it. Is a shock on the cards. Got options. Vernon Anita just runs straight into Jake Clark-Salter though. Furman across to Berry, to Connor Chaplin, out to Navarrete. Oh, just trying to shake off the defender. Trying my best to shake off the defender. Oh, see you later. Left him standing. Luke Berry with the effort. Oh, he shouldn't have done that. Well over the top. Newcastle struggling with us in this first half. They can't seem to cope. Here's Daryl Murphy on the run down the left. He's got Johan Gouffran there in support. And Diame in the box, as well as someone else arriving at the back post. And Harrison Dunk nearly put that in the back of his own net, trying to get rid of it. Johan Gouffran will take the corner for Newcastle. It's whipped in towards the near post. Jamal Issel wins the header, but it's gone over the top. Newcastle's first chance of the game comes and goes. 1-0 Cambridge. Berry to Furman, into Dunk. Well intercepted by Tiote. Expect nothing less, I presume. Mo Diame pokes that there to Daryl Murphy. Here's Newcastle's attack coming forward again. Murphy just keeps running here. I'm not sure what his end game is. Knock it back to DeAndre Edlin. Nice little 1-2. Struggling to deal with Newcastle now. They're growing in confidence here in the game. Vernon Anita's on a hell of a run, and he draws a good save out of Will Norris. They're turning up the heat, Newcastle, trying to get themselves back in this. Matt Ritchie will take the corner on the far side. It's whipped in towards the near post. Murphy brings it down. My defender ends up on the floor, and he's given that straight to Connor Chaplin. That's not the man to give it to when he's got that much pace in his legs. And can we find... Oh, Harrison Dunk, no we can't. Lazar cuts it out. 15 minutes to go-ish in this first half, including stoppage. And so far, we're still in front. Chaplin's making the run. Got the man with me, though. I just can't shake him off. Into Chaplin. We'll go to Navarrete. Try and turn back. That wasn't the best of turns. Actually use Chaplin again. Berry's through this gap here, though. If I can roll the defender and get it to Dean Furman, could maybe go one way, get it back to Berry, and then Luke Berry's second shot of the game. And Luke Berry finds the stands for the second time in the game. Couldn't keep it down. Front to Diame. Newcastle need to commit more bodies forward than this. They're not doing very well in this game. It's been picked up in commentary as well. Martin Tyler's made a point of how poorly Newcastle are playing in this game. Mo Diame very nearly did everything himself there and then kicked the ball straight at Daryl Murphy. It's going to be a corner to Newcastle though, as the defender got the block in from the second effort. Jack Colback's just come on for Vernon Anita, and that is one of the worst corner routines you're ever likely to see. Ritchie into Iosi Perez, who's just come off the bench. Can he have the impact that his manager wants? That's clearly a foul. Oh, lovely turn by Matt Ritchie. Good save by Will Norris. Perez making an impact. Now, the last corner was terrible. Will this one be better? Matt Ritchie will take it again. It's towards Gouffran again, and Navarrete won that header, and Matt Ritchie's going to knock it out for a goal kick. They're not very good at taking corners, Newcastle, but if they can score from open play, then I'm sure they would love to do so. Still 1-0 Cambridge, though, with less than 30 minutes to go now. Diame. Check Tiote. Good save by Norris. Making save after save. Is the corner from this side going to be better than the ones that Matt Ritchie's been taking? It's a better delivery, but Will Norris is up to catch it again. Callback. Into John Joe Shelby. Oh, uses his strength. Great. Oh, uses his strengths really well. And we're limiting them to shots from distance, though, which seems to be favouring Will Norris so far. In 70 minutes, he's saved everything that's been thrown at him, or kicked at him. But Grant Hanley could have a shot again from the edge of the box, but that is very much a centre-back's effort. Less than 20 minutes to go. Newcastle still behind here. Going to make a change and take Navarrete and Berry off, because they're getting pretty tired now. Going to bring Alito on. Actually, let's bring Lecco and Alito on. Put Lecco out wide and Alito in at centre mid, because he can play there. And that way we get pace in the middle and out wide. Uche just gets it to Mediolito, but somehow Alito comes away with that. I see Harrison Dunk on the far side. I want to ping it to him. He's in a lot of space. Now, can we utilise this space? We'll look for Uche. Poke it again to Furman, who could look through there. Oh, just gets nudged by Shelby, looking for Connor Chaplin. Quick ball going the other way, and it will reach Iosi Perez, and he's knocked it down brilliantly to Jamal Issel now, who's pushed forward from centre-back into a striking area, as obviously Newcastle now going all-out attack to try and get themselves an equaliser in this game. Less than 8 minutes to go, though, and by them pushing defenders forward, that might open up space at the back. Connor Chaplin, though, not able to keep hold of the ball in the midfield, and they've played through Jamal Issel again. I don't know, it's my defenders that have gone AWOL right now. Issel into the middle, Iosi Perez smacks the top of the bar. Best chance for Newcastle so far falls to their most likely goal scorer that's on the pitch right now, but he smacks it off the top of the woodwork. Our lead still intact with 5 to go. Lazar down the right. Lecco closing him down. Good footwork from Lazar, though. Into Lascelles. Seems to be at the heart of everything going forward for Newcastle. John Joe Shelby with a turn into the box. Jake Clark-Salter with the powerful header to get away. Utse knocks that back and went for the 1-2. It didn't quite work. And again, didn't quite work. DeAndre Yedlin to Matt Ritchie. Stoppage time now, though. Newcastle need a goal. I can't quite believe we're still 1-0 up here. They've had so many chances, glorious opportunities as well, especially that Iosi Perez one. Leon Legg, not the best of clearances. Need to get this away further than we haven't done. It's dropped to DeAndre Yedlin. It's now or never for Newcastle, though. We were in stoppage time before they even took that throw in, and time really is running out. Keeper's come. Leon Legg heads it. He's not back on his line yet. The keeper, Lazar with the turn and shot. Well, Norris holds on. Take your time, Ches. Take your time. And then take the victory as we kick it out. Can you believe it? A shock in the FA Cup third round. Cambridge United 1, Newcastle 0, and it's that man, Josh Emmanuel, the right back on loan, that scores the goal to send us through to the fourth round of the FA Cup. Newcastle dominated the game. 11 shots, 6 on target. They hit the bar. Will Norris made a number of great saves. And we are through. Any other shocks in there? Looking through, can't see any so far. Scrolling down, Chelsea win against Chesterfield 2, Liverpool 2 goes to a replay. That's an interesting one. Any others? Huddersfield 2, Southampton 1. Manchester United draw 1-1 with Leyton Orient, but I think we're the only ones to actually win outright. I'm not entirely too sure how we've done that, but we've beaten Newcastle. We're not on track, the board say again. Shock, it's the financial thing. I'm trying to sell players. Keith Keane is back from loan. I will now look to sell him on. And Tom Dallason's loan has ended, so he's now left us, but I didn't use him anyway. And deal done. Our first free signing, Carol Metz, will join us in the off-season from Viking FK. He will be the highest rated centre-back at the club. When he might not be actually, with the growth that our youngsters have been showing so far, but new signing assured for next season. Our first new player will be joining us on a free, and we're through to the next round of the FA Cup. That'll be all for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any further content. There'll be a Ultimate Team Road to Glory episode tonight on Friday, and then My Player and this series tomorrow as well. Like I say, let me know what you think of the players we added to the shortlist. I will obviously take into consideration your thoughts with regards to these players. Obviously, we need a lot of scout reports to come back before we can make any definitive decisions. But we'll have to wait and see how things go. But first new signing has been assured. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.